So today I'm going to be talking about why college is necessary for everyone. I mean, for some people it is very necessary to learn what they want to do and learn who they want to be in their life. But for some people, if they have a passion or a certain skill, they don't necessarily need to go to college. To be successful isn't to necessarily have the most money or to have the most possessions. It's to be happy where you're at in your life with the possessions that you have and the material things and the non-material things that you have in your life. Even with all the college benefits there are, some of the benefits or some of the disadvantages outweigh the benefits of college. Like the $26,000 in debt on average graduating from college can be a definite hole that you can't get out of, or that it's very hard to get out of for some college graduates. In 2009, about half of all the college graduates under the age of 25 were working a profession that didn't require the degree or that they didn't even need a degree for. Some of the famous, less educated people that you've heard of, people that have just graduated high school, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. A few others I'm going to be talking about today are John D. Rockefeller from the 1800s, Michel Ferrero, one of the modern Willy Wonkas, and Michael Dell, a computer programmer. From the top three, we have Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and Steve Jobs. And one of the things that they've all said is college doesn't teach desire. It doesn't teach that need that you want to succeed in life, that you want everything. That comes from within. You can't be taught that. Bill Gates, the CEO of Microsoft, is worth $72 billion. He's the richest man in America. Mark Zuckerberg also came from the same college that Bill Gates did, but they both dropped out of Harvard University. He's worth about $10 billion from the Facebook and all his endeavors that he's gone. Steve Jobs, one of the late innovators and most influential people of our time, the inventor of Apple and creator of Apple, he didn't go to college for more than 6 months. He dropped out of Reed College because he realized that it was too expensive for him. He ended up staying on a dorm couch because he couldn't even afford to pay for a dorm. John D. Rockefeller was an oil tycoon. He's one of the very first people that found out a way to turn crude oil into oil you can work with. And he was raised in a family of 6, and his first job, he was an assistant bookkeeper at a nearby library. His work ethic ended up getting a promotion about 6 months into his first job, where he got a nice, decent raise, and he learned that all he really needed was work ethic. If he wanted to succeed, he needed to try hard, and he couldn't just let anyone else do the work for him. His upbringing, he was taught from a very young age that if you want to do something, do it yourself. When you get something done, you need to be the one in charge. Michael Dell, he was actually enrolled in the University of Texas at Austin. He's in a pre-med major. His parents always thought he was going to be a doctor. He always accepted that he was going to be a doctor, but he realized when he was growing up that he really was interested in business and electronics. He was very interested in the way that things worked and how you could, sell things to other people that needed it. In his dorm, he started repairing old electronics and started setting up computers for some roommates, stuff like that. He ended up hiring out a lot of his buddies to help him work on it. So all of them just got their own little tools that they needed, and they ended up selling up to $80,000 per month in computer software and computer electronics before he ended up realizing that he did not need to be a doctor. He did not need to go to college to know what he had to do. He had a very entrepreneurial mindset. He realized that people will pay to get things that he could create and that he could do. He owns a Dell company, Dell Software, and that is he is the 4th richest man in America right now, and he attributes his success to the realization that he needed to get out of college and the reason that he did not need to stay in and learn things that might not help him in what he ended up doing. Michel Ferrero is one of the most popular men in Italy. He's actually about 90 years old now. He was a modern Willy Wonka. He created Nutella and Tic Tacs and all the things that kids love all over the world. He attributes his success to his passion and creativity. He always wanted to come up with a better way to do things, a more creative way to do things that people would love. He knew if he could offer people something that they couldn't fathom themselves that they want to buy it. He was an investor and a board member on his dad's company, and he ended up getting handed down the business when he was about 32 because he knew everything he needed to know. Because he had learned, he sought out knowledge from his dad and from people around him that knew what they were doing. His passion drives so deep that in one of his candies, they had to bend the wafers inside the candy. And he was so passionate about it that he spent 5 years learning how to bend the wafers just right before the candy came out, just so he could make his customers happy and make other people satisfied in what he had to offer. Main things about college: they can teach you certain details, certain things that will help you in a certain career if you need it. But they can't teach you how to have a burning desire, how to set goals, and really, you only need one skill or craft that can set you apart. 2 ways to get a job in modern day America are do something that nobody else wants to do, or do something that nobody else can. One of the most important things to do is push yourself. I mean, all these people, they maybe stand out, maybe not good examples of how everyone else is in their daily lives, but these people had a certain thing that set them apart, and a certain passion that they couldn't just ignore. And it just really let them know that they didn't have to go listen to professors or do anything that others told them to become successful. And sure, they became very rich. They also had families. They were very fulfilled in their life because they knew that they took the right step by dropping out of college. And if you do something that you love, you'll really will never work a day in your life. Thank you.